This is a systemic problem. This isn't just happening here in Coorparoo. This is happening right across the city now. I've been contacted by residents in Ashgrove, in Tarragindi, up in Castledine, and all across the city we are seeing the same thing, which is that profit-driven development is fragmenting and crushing communities and destroying what makes our neighbourhoods special. Now, I think there's two interesting elements about what we see here. The first is this argument that this is about housing affordability. But as Steve said, this isn't affordable housing for pensioners. This isn't public housing or community housing. This is for-profit development targeting the high end of the market, and it is explicitly about maximising returns for a few wealthy developers. This is not about the general public interest, and this is not about broader community development. This is purely about profit-driven development. The second point is about green space. I'm sure many of the other speakers will talk at length about why green space is important. I don't need to preach to you about that. But what's interesting is that when the council planners and the state government planners approve all these other apartments that are popping up around here, they'll tell you, oh yeah, no, it's all right to have the high density development because we've got that bit of sport and recreation land down there. They put it in their development applications. When they're applying for these other developments around here, they'll say, oh yeah, it's located close to the sport and recreation facility of Coorparoo Bowls Club. And now they're proposing to develop that as well. The maths doesn't stack up, right? So overall, we're increasing the density and we're losing community infrastructure. And this isn't about saying no to development. It's not saying, oh, we're against all forms of densification. It's saying that if we are going to densify certain parts of the city, there needs to be appropriate infrastructure to cater for that population. And that is not happening right now here in Coorparoo, and it's not happening across the board because our entire system has been corrupted by profit-driven developers who have bought influence over our political system at both the state level and at the local council level. It is a systemic problem. It goes to the heart of our democracy, and we need to fight back and recognise that these issues are citywide. It's not just about here, it's all across Brisbane. So my name is John O'Stree, I'm with the Greens. I'm not going to preach to you about Greens politics, but what I want to emphasise for you all is that it is important to fight back. Don't take this line down and don't feel like it's too late. They want you to feel powerless. They want you to feel like there's nothing you can do. But that's not the case. If we are united as a community, we can beat this. And we've beaten these things in the past, and we will win this one as well if we are strong and if we are united. I just want to leave you with a poem. And I want to encourage you as well to put pressure on your state MPs. What Steve didn't mention is that this current development is part of a broader package of reforms to allow aged care developments across the city, and that's been driven by an LNP-dominated city council. But right now it is sitting with the state government waiting for approval. So I wrote to the state government way back in November last year and asked them not to approve these amendments to the city plan, and we still haven't had an answer. I think they're waiting until after the election, but I think it's really important that residents put on the pressure. I know there are some great state candidates here today, and I'm pleased to see you all here, and I hope you will clearly state your position. And I think it's important that you as residents ask your state MPs, where do they stand? Where do their parties stand? Will they push back against these amendments to the city plan?